The phone rang at 2:14 a.m. Not buzzed. Not chimed. Rang sharp and desperate, the kind of sound that slices through sleep and lands straight in your chest. I stared at the ceiling for a moment before reaching for it, already knowing who it was. My daughter. The same daughter who, 3 days after receiving $33 million, had stood in the doorway of my house of 40 years, and told me I was no longer welcome. "Mom," she had said back then, arms crossed, eyes cold. "You need to move on, this is my life now." And now, weeks later at 2:14 a.m, she was calling me like the world was ending. I answered. "Please," she sobbed before I could even speak. "I don't know what to do, I need you." I closed my eyes. Because life has a cruel way of circling back. And sometimes, the people who push you out first are the ones who come running when the walls they built start to collapse. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Whisper Stories, where silence speaks. The day fate changed her life. I raised my daughter alone. That's not something I used to say with pride. It was just a fact, like the color of the sky or the ache in my knees when winter came. Her father left when she was 6, and from that moment on it was just the two of us against the world. I worked double shifts, I skipped meals. I learned how to stretch a dollar until it screamed. Every dream I had folded itself neatly into her future. She was bright, ambitious, hungry for more. And I loved that about her. When she turned 32, lightning struck. An investment she barely remembered making, something her college roommate convinced her to try, exploded into a legal settlement after a massive corporate scandal. Lawyers called. Numbers were spoken that didn't sound real. $33 million. I remember sitting at the kitchen table, my hands wrapped around a chipped mug, listening to her talk so fast I could barely keep up. "Mom, this changes everything," she said, eyes shining. "Everything." I smiled, I hugged her, I cried. I thought it meant freedom, safety, security. I didn't realize it also meant distance. Within weeks, her tone changed. She stopped asking for advice. Stopped sharing her worries. Stopped coming home early just to talk. Then came the renovations, designers, contractors, locks on doors that had never been locked before. 3 days after the money officially hit her account, she sat me down. Not gently. Not kindly. "Mom," she said, not meeting my eyes, "I think it's time you find your own place." I laughed at first. "I live here," I said. She sighed like I was exhausting her. "This house is part of my new lifestyle. I need space, privacy you wouldn't understand." I felt something tear inside me. "You're serious," I whispered. She nodded. "I'll pay for a hotel for a month." A month. After 40 years of bedtime stories, scraped knees, and silent prayers over her sleeping body. I packed one suitcase. She didn't help. She didn't hug me. She closed the door behind me. When money builds walls. The hotel room smelled like bleach and loneliness. I told myself it was temporary, that she was overwhelmed, that money changes people but not forever. I was wrong. She stopped calling. When I texted, her replies were short, polite, distant. I saw her online, private jets, champagne glasses, strangers calling her queen. She looked happy. I looked older. 1 month turned into 2. The hotel turned into a small apartment on the edge of town. I sold my wedding ring to pay the deposit. I didn't tell her. I didn't ask for help. Pride can be a stubborn thing, especially when you've already been thrown away once. Then the news started trickling in through mutual friends. Lawsuits. Bad investments. People who smiled too wide and vanished too fast. She trusted the wrong people, signed things she didn't understand, lent money that never came back. But even then, she didn't call. Until the night everything finally broke. The call that shook the past. "Mom," she cried into the phone, breath hitching, voice raw. "They froze my accounts, I don't have access to anything. The house, there's a legal issue, I don't know who to trust anymore." I sat on the edge of my bed, heart pounding. "I told you to be careful," I said softly. "I know," she sobbed. "I was stupid, please, I don't have anyone else." Silence stretched between us. This was the moment every bitter thought wanted to rise up and scream, "You deserve this." But love doesn't keep score. "Where are you?" I asked. She gave me the address. I went. When power shifts. Her mansion looked smaller somehow. Less golden, less invincible. She opened the door looking like a stranger, eyes hollow, makeup smeared, confidence cracked. When she saw me, she broke. "I'm sorry," she whispered, collapsing into my arms like she used to when she was little. "I'm so sorry." I held her. Not because she deserved forgiveness, but because she was still my child. Over the next weeks I helped her sort through legal documents. Found a lawyer, one I trusted, not one who dazzled. I cooked meals, I listened, I stayed calm when she panicked. She asked me to move back in. I said no. Her face fell. "I need to learn how to stand," I told her, "and so do you." She nodded, tears streaming. "I forgot who loved me before the money," she said. "What remains after the storm?" She didn't lose everything, but she lost enough to learn. Months later we met for coffee, just the two of us, no entourage, no luxury. She reached across the table and held my hand. "I thought money meant control," she said quietly, "but it just showed me who I really was." I squeezed her fingers. "And who are you now?" She smiled sadly, "Someone who knows love isn't replaceable." Moral of the story. Money can buy comfort. It can buy power. It can buy silence and applause. But it cannot buy loyalty, wisdom, or unconditional love. The people who stand beside you before success are the ones you'll need when success starts to crumble. And sometimes, losing everything is the only way to remember what truly matters. Because when the money was gone, what remained was the truth.